Yeah, I'm going to be putting a K&N filter in the Suzuki Samurai, and I had this thing, like I said, since 1987. I bought it September 1987. It's an 85 Japanese model, Asian model, Jimny 1300. You can see it right there and some of the faded Japanese writing on the side. But I just want to go over, like, I already have an HHO system in here, and what I want to do, though, is try to maximize the mileage on this. I had this filter before, but I never put it in because the air filter was in here, was pretty clean. But the more I've been reading about these K&N filters, and I knew this information before when they first came out, is that there's such, it's almost like there is no restriction. As a matter of fact, if you're tuning a carburetor, you tune a carburetor with the air cleaner off, and then when you install a K&N filter, since there's no restriction, it does not affect the tune at all. A lot of times with a paper element, you would actually have to tune it a little bit differently when the paper element is on. The K&N filter has no restriction. Now, you can always recharge these filters, clean them off and recharge them with K&N filter oil. Now, I've had them on, I've actually had my K&N filter on a motorcycle since it was brand new. And, well, with other modifications, I'm going to show you that bike here in a second, but with other modifications, stock that that bike should have got like under 40 miles to the gallon, about 38 miles to the gallon, but it's got an Andrews cam in it stuff, but it's got the K&N filter, and I think that has something to do with it. It gets, well, last time, 48 to 50 in average driving, mixed driving, all the time. So I got, the last time I used this Suzuki was I got, well, last time I did the 120 mile trip, I got 25 miles to the gallon. Now, you might say that's about average for EPA, but actually, if you look up Fuelie, I think it's Fuelie.com, not the government site where the EPA gives you the EPA ratings, because the old EPA ratings were actually too damn high. If you actually see real-world results, Suzuki Samurais usually get 22.1. That's their average. If you look at all the people's feedback. Now, even at 25, kind of, cruising along fast and also going in stop and go, a lot of stop and go traffic, that was still better than I usually get, and that is with the HHO system. So I'm going to be installing the K&N filter, and I've heard there's, well, the only experience I have with these is on a motorcycle, and it seemed to work okay with that. Now, the other thing is, with this filter oil, you can also use this to charge up your, or put some oil on these foam type filters. Now, this was on a Weber, and just clipped around a Weber. I forgot what kind of Weber it was. It was kind of an unusual one. But, you can get these foam replacement elements for them. Now, these do have some kind of restriction, but normally they would put a little bit of oil on this, and that's how it would filter the oil, filter the air. What you could do is, I like using, instead of plain motor oil, I like using the K&N filter oil on these foam filters too, because it's designed for filtering out the dirt. So anyway, I'm going to be installing this right now, and so let me show you where it is on I have it on a bike already, and it's been on there since, well, I got that bike, it's an 89 leftover. I put it on there, the K&N filter on there back in 1990. It's actually an 89, but I got it on January 1st, 1990. So it's been on there decades, and it's still good. Real world experience, it's still good. So we're putting it in here, but I just want to show you, it is on the bike. Yeah, actually it's behind this ham can type air cleaner on the stock looking Sportster motor. It's got the stock carburetor with a giant Dynajet in it, but it's got the K&N filter behind it. And what I like too is it sits in a little bit more, because this sticks out a little bit more with the stock air cleaner housing assembly. There's a little bit of a difference back plate on it, and it sits in here a little flusher, because, to tell you the truth, I don't like the big twins because that damn things are too damn wide, man. It kind of hurt my hips when I'm riding them for a long time. I like the narrow bikes, man. Narrow bikes with 1200cc, but this K&N filter's been on here since 1990. So that's a testament of how damn good they are. And its bike still gets either 50 miles to the gallon or very damn close to 50 miles to the gallon. It's not solely because of the K&N filter, but it's also because, I don't know, it's got open pipes, it's got a different cam in it, it's got head work done to it, it's got basically high tulip valves, high flow, the valves. It's got other things in S&S bottom end and all that other stuff, but it's been in there for 25 years. So, what does that tell you, right? They're expensive, but they're cheap, right? Because you don't replace them. Well, you can see the old element. It's not really dirty, but if you probably blow on it, it probably, I don't know how much difference it's. I know there is quite a bit of a difference, but I didn't change this even though I had this because I figured this was so damn clean, but it's not perfect. But anyway, we're going to see what kind of mileage we get out of this. And also, as a footnote, I know last time I took this out on a 120-mile trip, I started springing leaks in the, not extremely bad, but in a pinion seal on a rear differential, the rear transmission seal, the transfer case seal, and I ordered new seals. They're on the way. But they were not leaking when it was going at low speed. Even on short trips, all the short trips I was making, but it was not just low speed, but short trips, maybe 55 miles an hour for 10 miles. But it did it on a 120-mile trip. And I started I'm just going to add this in this update because you're going to probably see another update from me. What I think might have happened is the differential breathers, the transmission breather, and a transfer case breather, because the trans and transfer case have been rebuilt. I think the breathers are clogged and the pressure build up over a long trip caused those seals to leak. So you're going to see an update from me about how to fix those and maybe install some breather tubes and install some new seals and all this other garbage. But in the meantime, that's not going to be a big deal maybe, except getting at where they are. But in the meantime, I'm going to try to maximize the mileage on this deal because I was thinking about going diesel, but its engine in this Jeep is in absolute perfect condition, even though it's like 225,000 miles. It doesn't burn a drop of oil. I was thinking about getting a Volkswagen 1.6 naturally aspirated engine. I'd have to lift it up and all this other garbage, get the engine and get the kit and all this other stuff. But I started thinking, I says, maybe it gets 38 miles to the gallon. If you start figuring the fuel cost, 23% higher fuel cost for diesel fuel, that's more or less like getting 29 miles per gallon with a gas engine because of the fuel differential cost. So I said to myself, I could probably get 29 no problem with this puppy between the HHO, the K&N filter, and I know last time I got 25 miles to the gallon, but that's, I haven't been using this enough to really get the carbon off the pistons and all that stuff, because once it starts getting used more, the mileage is going to go up. But the HHO has already improved the mileage, and I expect this, it's not a guarantee, but usually they give you 1 or 2 more miles per gallon. So, it's probably between 25 and 30, and it might be getting upper 20s all the time. So that's pretty good. So let's get this puppy in there. So it's just a matter of 3 clips. Simple, right? And you always got to take this stupid rubber thing off because it's too difficult to push this up out of the way. Even though you really don't really have to take this off. It's easier to do it that way. And of course, Putin always goes by the window. He goes, "What the hell are you doing, man?" He's like, bugs the hell out of me. It's a nag. He's like, "Come on back in." And of course, you got Rocky and you got Goldie. See, and there's Putin. See that? They always want to know what I'm doing, man. They follow me. These are like 3 dogs. They follow me all over the place, man. Okay, the new one's in there. I'm probably going to get a helmet cam here pretty soon because I can't actually do something at the same time and hold the camera, but the new one's in here. I know sometimes when you put these covers, it's real simple to put this back on. We make sure it's lined up here. This little notch goes with this, and these clips go with this little solid piece over here. You know, if you don't have that in there like right, it's not going to sit in there right, and it's not going to make a good seal. There's probably some people that don't even install an air filter right, believe it or not. But anyway, so I just want to say one more thing that's unrelated to this, that's related to other videos I put out about the kerosene heater. Well, anyway, this is a kerosene heater I've been using with diesel fuel, but a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. I put about 3 ounces in an entire tank. That's what I do. Whatever the hell I fill up in there, I put about 3 ounces. I've been using the hell out of it. I used the hell out of it yesterday. It was very cold. I don't want to make separate updates on this stuff with the kerosene heater all the time. I did a few of them because I know some people didn't work out for them. And I heard this does work, but it's working great for me. I don't know what the hell brand this is. It's a Jun Quan kerosene heater. JK 7 3 zeros and a 1. That's what the hell it is. It may be this particular brand. That doesn't say diesel fuel, it says kerosene on it. But it may be this particular brand. I have not been having any problems at all running diesel fuel in this with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. And it already was treated with what do you call it? Fuel injector cleaner, the Slick 50 stuff. So I just want to put this on the end of this other, the air filter update here. It's unrelated, but just to give you a heads up on some other stuff I've been putting out, because I don't know why mine's been going so damn good. I've been no problems lighting it up. It doesn't smell at all. Puts out great heat. It lasts a long time. I use that much fuel, like half. A little less than half. I mean, it's a little more than half. I mean, I used less than half a tank, and I was running it for, God, I don't know, 7 hours, like almost flat out. So it kept the place nice and warm. It was 77 degrees in there, and this is the only heat I was using. So unrelated to the air filter stuff, but I want to throw it here on the end of this air filter update, and we're gonna actually run into it is maybe related to it in a way, because I'm putting the air filter on a Jeep to save fuel, and I think by next year you're going to see President Obama has actually warned us about fuel prices. Enjoy them now, and if you have extra money, buy yourself some goods that you can actually use for the long term, because don't expect for these gas prices to stay that low. Been putting updates about I know it's a long video. I didn't expect it to be this long, but I've been putting updates out about, and you can also look at Adapt 2030 channel about the mini ice age, where actually a lot of scientists are now thinking, hey, we're not going into global warming, we're going to global cooling. It's going to put a lot more demand on fuel, and what that's going to actually create is a situation where prices of gas for home heat and prices of gas for your vehicle is going to go way up. So we're going to be looking at how to remedy that and what you can do as a homeowner. And I do have a carbon monoxide meter coming in that I ordered. It's already being shipped. We're going to test and see what kind of carbon monoxide I'm getting out of this particular heater. It may not be your particular heater, but I want to make sure that there's no fumes. I don't smell any fumes. I always crack a window when I run this, but we're going to have that on a future update too. So fuel is actually going to be, when your silver goes up, oil's going to go up. They're pretty much all going to run together in a very, very general way. So all this stuff, in a lot of ways you think it's not related, it is related.